No, I think Genji we will see a lot more. I think teams have been more eager to mix him in, especially in one hero limit. We saw more of him yesterday, to be sure, even though, again, there's times where teams would run Genji anyways. But we'll see how things go. One thing we didn't see a whole lot yesterday, which is a little bit surprising given how much he has been running, even in no hero limit, is that we saw very little of Bastion. We saw Bastion towards the very end of the day, but I like Bastion as sort of a switch up to catch teams off guard. Didn't seem as much as I would have liked. But looking here at the defense as they roll out here for Devastation, it's going to be Pelka on the Mercy, B-Trax on Reinhardt, Banny on the 76, Cynical on Widowmaker, Poro on McCree, and Burnsy. I'm not sure if he's actually going to stand Lucio. I think he will because they already have a Mercy. One thing we've seen a lot is that teams will run a Lucio only to speed people out and then back out. Lucio definitely falling out of the defensive meta a little bit more.
Yeah, well, it's really if what teams want to play the aggression on defense. If you want to go at the other team with speed boost because it is the best ability still in Overwatch, then you have Lucio on D. But I think the single support meta has come into play a lot more in the last few weeks.
All right, well, here we go. Nubris about to be on the way out. They're going to be on the attack first here on Gibraltar. And Buds on this offensive Widowmaker, looking for Cynical, looking for an early pickoff. Should be seeing a grapple shot here soon. Both teams trading out here. The Reinhardt shield, her defense getting pelted down. Breaking Reinhardt shields, of course, a very big part in recent days, especially with Reinhardt being played more. But so far, relatively bloodless, the defense backing up, and this is smart, not overly contesting the front part here on Gibraltar. It's pretty hard to defend. It's okay if you can get an early pick, but you definitely don't want to suffer as the payload moves forward.
No, and I mean, they're playing a little, Poro's team playing a little risky right now, and they're even going to drop down, so this could go horrible or amazing, and I think it's going to go horrible.
Yeah, no, they were looking for the flank there. It was a decent idea, but it was high risk, high reward. Matt able to get the triple kill, make it a quad. Cool Matt as McCree absolutely just regulating right now. And that did not go at all the way that Devastation was playing for. And as a result, they're going to give up this very defensible point pretty much for free.
So for all of you looking out there, looking how to play defense on Gibraltar, that is the exact opposite of what you should do on this map. If you're gonna let the payload be pushed all the way into your server room, you're gonna have to defend it to make sure they can't get the checkpoint. Not only did they let them push the entire way, then they sent 3 players on a flank. They all died. Now they lose alt charge. They already lose 4 here. There's only Reinhardt left along with Lucio. They're gonna go after him. They're gonna get killed. They're gonna get the second checkpoint for free. It's not been a good map so far for Devastation. That's all because of their first part of this map.
No, this is where we've seen teams really get sort of discombobulated from or loss of early momentum. Right now, Devastation is still struggling to stabilize, but it's going to be hard because now they're also at an alt disadvantage. Bud's able to take out Cynical. ID right now looking for an opportunity to pop a Dragon Blade, but might not even need to as Matt picks up another kill. ID was looking the entire time for a good Dragon Blade opportunity, but he didn't even need to because everyone just sort of mechanically died on the Devastation side. And now Matt going forward even more. I gotta say, Cool Matt has been having himself a game here. Everything has been going right for him on the three.
I feel like Cool Matt has really come into his own after, as one of the first beta players, I think maybe one of the best players in Overwatch at the first closed beta phase. He's kind of fallen out a little bit, especially as other players have taken up in North America as being some of the greatest players, in the country and in the world. But
he's actually
really
1v5ing them right now. He has been on a ridiculous spree. He double headshot the soldier, got a die, moving forward. It is actually Matt just versus most of Devastation at their spawn point, and Matt is winning. This is actual craziness. I mean, it's one of those things where it comes down to just landing your shots, and Matt is landing more of the shots, hitting more headshots than your average McCree, and it is working out. Devastation now with the defensive sound barrier, moving forward, trying to make something out of this right now, going to eat that Earth Shower from Stoop. And we'll see if this is enough for the defense to at least hold a bit, but so far 2 extra kills here for the offense, and here comes Dragon Blade. ID's been sitting for a while, slicing and dicing, gonna get Mercy, looking for more. Matt coming in over the top with the double kill, as ID getting a double of his own, making a triple, and this should be a very quick time here for Nubris.
Yeah, I mean, what are you even gonna do about that? I mean, the 2 points I have is one about Matt. I think maybe when he was with Tailspin, Tailspin is such a great player himself, and they've been together and they had that chemistry. Tailspin probably got a little bit more of the credit and a little bit more of the featuredness while he was on Envy. But now that Cool Matt is on Nubris, and he's had to step up to the plate, I really think he has a lot more. I mean, Buzz has really been holding it down on McCree and on Widow for their main hit scan DPS players. But I think Cool Matt has been their best player on Nubris so far through these first few weeks. And he's really been able to bring the fire out of him that I think he had lost maybe a little bit when NB wasn't playing so well, when they had to find their sixth player. And now I think he's finally able to get that back a little bit. Secondly, as great as Nubris played and Cool Matt played, this was Devastation's fault and misplays and mistakes, causing the entirety of that map. And that does show how hard defense is in Overwatch. You make one mistake on the first checkpoint, which was a pretty big mistake, don't get me wrong. And that went through the entire second checkpoint, pretty much to the entire map. There was no stopping Nubris.
No, it was just an incredible set of gameplay coming out from Nubris, and it was mistakes being made by Devastation, I agree. And we've actually seen it before in, even top-end grand finals where one team will make a mistake at the early part of Gibraltar, get horribly punished for it, and then have a real trouble recovering. Most notably, I think, is anytime teams try an early bash on defense on Gibraltar, it gets killed, and then it takes them until the last point to actually recover. Momentum is a very big thing in Overwatch. But taking a look here at the defense for Nubris as they roll out, it's going to be Minstrel on the Symmetra, Buds on Widowmaker, Cool Matt on McCree, Stoop on Lucio, Kusta on the Mercy, and ID on the Junkrat. And here's something that was a really big talking point yesterday, Slasher, as far as meta changes. In the past, you didn't usually see a whole ton of Symmetra on payload map defenses when there was no big initial checkpoint. But we're seeing Symmetra more and more, including here on Gibraltar. Teams are running her, and it's been working out.
I think we'll see Symmetra a lot more, and the whole reason that we're seeing these single Mercy support comps is because some teams don't want to speed boost and to take the aggressive defensive stance that we've seen from like Cloud9 and Rogue and Reunited. And a lot of those teams that like to have speed boost and rush into the choke point and King's Row, these teams are okay just holding back and letting the offense come to them. They feel like they can win these team fights without needing the defensive speed boost out to get out.
No, and that makes all the sense in the world. And honestly, it's probably healthy for the game for not seeing Lucio at all points in all situations. My hope for Overwatch as a game is as you add more heroes and all the rest, it will become a game where it's like, okay, at this point you want these heroes, but at this other point you want to switch up heavily. That would be awesome to watch. But Buds right now starting off with a bang, takes out Poro immediately. Poro not able to get the deflect up in time. As Nubris coming in pretty strong in their defense. They might not even give up this first point as they are charging in an ID with the triple kill. No tire required. Bombs landing right where they need to. And Buds and ID just absolutely going off early on here for Gibraltar.
Yep, ID, 3 big kills. He almost has tire and ult already. And it's going to be pretty tough for Devastation. Ult advantage already hugely on the side of Nubris, and with the cart, they did get to the checkpoint. Not that it matters anyway on this map, but this is going to be difficult, especially as soon as Minstrel has teleporter.
No, definitely. ID right now does have Tire on the way. Kusta does have the Resurrection. Pelka will have Resurrection soon, so it's not a big deal. Mercy Res, of course. Res is quicker than anything in the game, but look at this. Matt right now trying to be sneaky here on the flank. Does see where the offensive Widow is. Getting in on her. Botany in trouble. And going to go down the Cool Matt here. Matt regulating the back line. Bud's about to have recon sight up. And time-wise, this is just not what Devastation needs. They are quickly running out of time.
Yeah, I mean, they really need this team fight to go cleanly. They did get 2 guys kills on Stoop, but the res comes in, teleporter goes down. Unless they win this 6-1, 6-2, and kill the teleporter,
Matt going to get charged down by B-Trax. B-Trax making some things happen here as Reinhardt. We'll see if it's enough. The teleporter is still up. People can still port back in. And even though the defense now is way scattered, might not even matter as Stoop and ID coming back in, able to clear out the payload. And this, again, is not exactly where Devastation wants to be. Poro coming in, but most of his team is dead. He has to back out.
No, teleporter's up.
Or he's going to dive into Matt.
Yeah, teleporter's up now. Cool Matt and Stoop with ults. They finally have sound barrier on for Devastation, and Pora has Blades, so they're probably going to go sound barrier into Blade and try to kill the whole team. The guy killed teleporter too, and that's the only way they're going to get it.
Bud's able to punish that immediately. Here comes Poro in the back with the last gasp. Dragon Blade not able to get anything done. Gets hit by Earth Shatter, and that's rough. It looks like he did. It looks like it didn't actually go off for some reason or another. Either way, he is immediately taken out.
So they don't go sound barrier into Genji Blade. They all die anyway. They don't use it. And the map's gonna end nonetheless, so that was just a
Time-wise, there's only 30 seconds left. Mathematically, it is impossible for Devastation to win now. Nubris will be moving on to the winner's bracket round of 8. And I gotta say, Nubris came out, they looked much stronger here than they did against Vapor even. Like, I mean, they won the game versus Vapor handily, but they felt much more dominant here in Gibraltar. It makes me wonder how good they are in Gibraltar overall. But here's a Deadeye coming out from that. Will be taking out Bonnie. Takes out B-Trax as well. A full team wipe on the table here for Nubris. And that is going to be the end of this game.
Yeah, Vapor played better on the first map. Though, to be fair, this really story of this first map of Gibraltar is Devastation's mistakes. More than Nubris playing great. Nubris is playing good right now, but Devastation on paper is a better team than Vapor. So there's no reason they should have gotten rolled 330 on offense other than just misplays.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, lose that quickly is pretty rough. We'll let the teams call GG here, even though time has expired. We do have an Earth Shatter coming down from Stoop on the defense, and that is going to set them up for 4 kills. ID and Minstrel even going off Symmetra getting to Fez. Minstrel now on a triple kill. Don't see all that often here on Symmetra. Cynical now going for the Deadeye. Will take out ID, but not a whole lot else. He is under a lot of support, but as I say that, he's somehow still alive on the double kill. Will eventually go down. Matt going to clean things out, and the important thing here is that with the teleporter up, the payload has not moved at all.
No, the payload hasn't moved at all because the game ended 15 seconds ago, so doesn't matter. CP, none of this matters.
Right now, I think we have to wait for the next match anyway. So, I mean, we'll let the players play it out and just talk about how things are going here. But
can I be frustrated? Can I just vent?
Nah.
You? No. Okay.
In-game support for stopwatch would be nice. Just as sort of a thing for people and all the rest. I know that's where you're going on all this, but ID right now in the server room. Here comes the Devastation team trying to get in there. Matt and Minstrel going to get into it very quickly, though. And I really feel like right now this is just a mechanical gap between the two teams. I think Devastation is coming in with decent approaches in a lot of this, but they're just not getting the kills they need. Right now, Nubris just too accurate and too well positioned.
Is this like in StarCraft 2 when it's like 200 supply to like 70 and one guy is on 5 bases, the other one is like 2.5 and his third expansion got killed but he won't GG out of the game because he really wants to try to rebuild his economy or really wants to go aggro and try to get his units out of the fight, but
oh, look at this, the tire from the back, ID getting another double kill. Resurrection going to be pretty valuable here, bringing up 4 people. D-Trax with an Earth Shatter, laying it down.
Let's keep it moving.
ID now going from the back. The payload is moving. The defense does want to get back on there. Note that if they do cap this up, note that it is GG. But 1 minute left here. There'll be one more push coming out from the side of Devastation.
No, I hope Devastation doesn't get the point. Devastation does not deserve to get the first checkpoint. They should have GG'd out already. The game is over. It's literally physically over a minute and a half ago. So I hope that Nubris stops them full end on this first checkpoint.
So one thing meta-wise that we talked a little bit about yesterday, but still a case here, is that we're seeing a lot more Junkrat on more maps. You didn't always see Junkrat here on Gibraltar. I think, you know, teams like Code 7, now Gale Force, used to be running it more frequently than other teams, but there's a point where you didn't see much Junkrat at all. I do think one hero limit definitely helps, though, because again, you can't run Devil McCree. Junkrat's one of those heroes that becomes a little bit more attractive here. And look at this, ID getting shots in from the back. Lots of splash damage being done. Buds with the cleanup takes out the offensive Bastion who showed up. 12 seconds left.
Shock that did not work, CP. Absolutely ignored.
The tire on the way out after the res, gonna clean things up. Down goes Poro. Genji can deflect a lot of things, but he's not going to be deflecting a tire in the face. And there it is, GG's coming out. Nubris will move on. Let's see who they're going up against.
Play of the game.
I like the play of the game. I think this is about a 4-person res. In fact, this was right towards the end. Anytime Mercy gets a 4-person res, it absolutely adds her play of the game total. But take a look here at the brackets. We'll have that bracket update for you in a second. We're still waiting for the winner of Brother versus I. Enigma is the name of that team, just with an I. A little bit of weird spelling. I don't notice anyone on that team, so... Oh, actually I do. I recognize Haunter is on the team. He's been in higher-end pubs from time to time, so... Don't actually know who's going to win that game.
It seems like a lot... I mean, so some of the European teams, after playing yesterday, are not going to be playing today. And so there is an opening for some of the younger North American teams to place well today. I think Cloud9 is also not competing due to sickness. They didn't show up at the...
Oh, is it sickness? I thought it was So they didn't even show up at the Alienware LAN?
No. Reaver and Debit have been sick, so they didn't come down to New York City. I don't know why they're not competing. I'd assume that might be part of it.
So what you're saying then is that NVIDIA headquarters got all of C9 sick, and that's what actually... Well, I guess they were okay for Esports Arena, so maybe it wasn't NVIDIA headquarters. It was probably Esports Arena.
We all know about that post-event flu. The virus, the illnesses that come around. Yeah, so it doesn't totally surprise me. But with that, that allows some of these other teams to, try to play well and get these top placings. Liquid, Nubris, and Envy are the favorites for the tournament, for sure. And more than likely, that will be your top three. But it's an opportunity for these other teams.
Well, what we're going to be doing here today, we will be covering